Hey guys, it's Cody with Homestead, and today I'm bringing you a little bit different of a video. This isn't going to be a how-to. This isn't going to be a farm tip, homesteading tip. It's going to be more of a talk. The pigs are telling me they're hungry, but they've been fed already, so don't worry. What I want to talk to you guys about today is the real truth behind homesteading. Everybody sees the gardens and the animals and the fruit trees and the fresh goods, but no one ever knows about the work and what homesteading is really like. We started our channel back in June. We started the homesteading journey back in June, and in that time, I even grew up on a farm, and this has been a learning experience for me, and it's something that I want to share with you guys today. So sit back and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk about the real challenges of homesteading. Let's get to it. Let's start with the big one. You have to do everything. Every chore, every repair, and every decision. It all comes down to you. If you have a family and they're interested in homesteading, maybe they want to help. But before you count on them, think about this, especially if you have kids. Think about the idea of negotiating with your teenagers to get off of a video game and go work outside on the heat while they're on summer break. You can pretty clearly see that the upkeep of your small farm is going to be on you. If a raccoon or coyote tears a hole in your chicken run, you got to get it fixed, or else they're coming back the next night and they're going to slaughter your animals. If your animal's water is frozen because of a snowstorm and you have to hand carry water to 3 different pens 3 times a day, that's going to be on you too. Here's a not too specific story. A contractor crew drops a tree across your fence and then refuses to dispose of the tree because they had to pay for your fence. Now guess what? It's up to you to go outside and cut some firewood, lots of it, dispose of the limbs, tidy up the area, and to make sure your yard's still fenced in so your animals don't wander onto the road or into a neighbor's field. What can just start as a few chickens and a garden can quickly become a pasture rotation, hauling feed bags, diagnosing sick animals, learning small engine repair off of YouTube at 11 p.m. And if you think that's rough, we're talking about trapping predators at night that are trying to break into your goose pen, or having to plant 60 trees because you got too excited and ordered too many from the forestry department. Ask me how I know. And if you don't do it, it just doesn't get done. There's no later, there's no putting it off to tomorrow. There's just you get the consequences of that delay. This life is going to demand something from you every single day. And if you don't answer that demand, the cost is going to hit you in your pocket. Next, I want to talk about the cost associated with homesteading. I just want to go ahead and kill the myth now. Homesteading is not what I would call a cheap lifestyle. I think of it as more an investment in your future. The cost of fencing alone can eat your wallet alive. Quality fencing is going to really run you a lot higher than you could possibly ever expect. Another thing is feed prices. They fluctuate wildly depending on the season, what's going on with the weather, how things are going in the market, and simple things such as feeding your animals can quickly count up in cost. Next is tools and all your other gear. A lot of it breaks. It breaks frequently, and all that stuff that's quote-unquote long-lasting sometimes is gone in 2 seasons, and you have to find a completely different replacement. You can see here a little montage I put together. Even the small stuff adds up. This is just a simple run that I made to Tractor Supply the other day, and here's what it cost. So we got seeds, we got some medicine for the pigs, some water line, a couple buckets and feed pans, nails, and a replacement tarp for the chicken coop. And this is what I spent. Not as cheap as you think, huh? People see a cute chicken coop and cute little chickens, but they don't see the receipts. Right now, if you go online, a batch of chickens, so about 10, can run you about $78 to $100 if you get one from a reputable breeder. If you go to Tractor Supply or someone in your neighborhood, you can probably get that a lot cheaper, but you don't know the quality and you don't know the real breed that you may be getting. Geese, just go ahead and forget about it. A couple pairs of breeding geese are hundreds of dollars. I paid upwards of $400 for 7. In the early days, it'll feel like money's going out and nothing's coming back in. It just seems like your wallet is bleeding, and you've got to be okay with that. The best case scenario that you can hope for a return on your investment is you buy chicks, and 6 months later, they are producing eggs. That's one of the quickest turnarounds you can get. Maybe you can buy some laying hens that are straight out of the market, but those are going to cost you a lot extra. You will not see any level of hard investment for at least a few months, and you have to be okay wrapping your head around that and accepting a straight loss for the beginning. Next, this is probably one of the harder topics to talk about, but it's the concept of loss. And this one hits the hardest, man. Sometimes you can do everything right. You can give the animals the best setup. You can give them the best food. You can make sure their diets are proper. You can do everything right. You can make sure your crops are watered. And guess what? You'll still lose crops. You'll still lose animals. We had 3 geese die from sickness and predators. Even though they were being fed the best high quality food, they were being put on pasture, and they had what I believe to be super protective, a super protective pen. A storm can come and flatten something that you've worked on for weeks. In our case, we had a snowstorm come. We had this brand new pen that's made of solid, durable steel. However, the poles that held up the roofing were not. I went out 3 times at night during this snowstorm, knocking snow off that roof. I slept for 6 hours, woke up the next morning, and the roof had been collapsed by the amount of snow that had come down that night. The thing about homesteading is you'll pour time, energy, money, and your emotions or your heart into a system, and it's just going to fail. And you don't know why. And it's personal, and it hurts. But here's the thing. You do grow from it. You adapt. You figure out what went wrong, and you can try again. You lose, right, but life is full of losses. However, you pick yourself up, and you've hopefully learned some very valuable lessons from it. You figure out what works and what doesn't. Figure out how to be better, and it does suck, but you grow from it. And you learn not to make the same mistake twice, hopefully. This next topic is one that I think hits hard for people who have families, but it can also be relevant to those who want a really good work-life balance. In homesteading, you have 3 bosses. You have the homestead itself and the demands it makes. You have your mental health, and you have your family. But there's a secret 4th boss that we don't think about: the clock. There's only so many hours in a day. People picture this life as peaceful and slow and easygoing, and it is sometimes for the most part. But more often than not, you're going to find yourself just full of responsibility, full of little fires you got to pull out, full of decisions that don't come with easy answers. And even though they're not crazy tasks, they do take time. I get up every day at 6 in the morning. I'm on the road by 6:30, and I have a whole day at work before I come home and get to work on my homestead. You get home from work, you have the animals that got to be fed, you got chores that need to be done, you have a family that you have to be there for, you have your own mental health to think about. If you want to take care of yourself, you've got your own hobbies and desires that you want to do. Like for me, it's video games, hanging out, and making my YouTube channel. All of that stuff factors in, and all of those things take time. Balancing all of that with the rest of life, your job, your family, your own health, that's where this gets hard. You'll often come home from work and immediately feel like you're back on the clock. You'll feel behind, and you just feel tired in your bones, man. You just feel like there's always something that needs to be done, and you're never resting. I can recall many times that I've come in from working in the field, and I've sat down in the recliner, and I just completely zoned out. Nothing's going on in my brain. I'm just so tired. I just want to turn my brain off. And if you're not careful, this dream that you're building, it can start to own you. And the problem with something that starts to own you is that you start resenting it. And you've probably, if you're like me, worked your whole life to get to this point. You don't want to resent something that you want to love. Hey guys, I hope that video helps you out. I'm not doing it to scare you off. I'll be honest, I wouldn't trade any of this for anything. I love it here. I just want you to be informed. That's the goal, and that was the mission statement of this channel from day one, was to show you guys the reality of homesteading. Super blessed, man. I've got a lovely property.
got animals. I get to grow my own food. You know, the garden didn't do super well this year, but you know, eventually it will. I get my chickens. I got geese. I got my piglets running around being silly. I'm super fortunate. I'm super blessed. It's a hard life, and I just want people to know that. I feel like a lot of times we get captivated by the beauty of it all, the dream of coming out here and doing this thing that so many people have wanted to do for so long. I hope this video has helped you out. If it has, I really hope I've earned your like and subscribe. Uh, you know, all I want to do is help people, and I want as many people who want to be part of this life as possible to be here and be doing it. If after watching this video, you feel like this is still for you, if you feel like you've got a good understanding of it, get out there, get to it. Don't hesitate. The time is now. You know, make it work, make it happen. Like, it takes a while for a homestead to start turning profit. You know, unless you're like these geese who went from babies in March to freaking giants. But anyways, guys, I hope this video has helped you out here.